Open it. Yes, Ben, that is the plan. That's why we're all here. That is the plan. That's why we're all here. Okay. All right. Alice, Chris, good to have you. Alice says don't open it. Okay. Well, been a good stream, and we'll see you guys later. Oh, we're going to go ahead and open it. In fact, got what, 7 of you guys here? Close enough. This is a box that the tracking said should have come yesterday, and I was expecting it to come yesterday because it had less time to travel than the other package I got, and yet they're ordered at the same time, so for all intents and purposes, it should have been here yesterday, but it wasn't. So now it's here today, so we're going to open it. Want to see an unboxing live stream where you're hovering over the box with a knife for a full hour, almost opening it several times. That sounds oddly specific. I don't know if you're referencing something or you just want to see that because that would be a silly thing. And with how easily I get distracted, there might be a stream that ends up being like that. So this is a package from Foam Technician off of Etsy. And that is just a receipt. And it is this super neat battery stock. And I know the Dominator video just got posted last night, finally. But the video itself was done for, what, about a week and a half, however long the things have been out. And, oh, that's pretty, oh, hey, that's neat. It's pretty neat. Just take a minute to look at that. That's pretty cool. Foam Technician keychain thingy. I can hang that on the chronograph as well. Anyway, so I've had several iterations of the Ghetto Power stock. And, in fact, I think the one on the video was the 3S, where it was the batteries just shoved into the Stockade stock. And when I posted it on Instagram, I was using the modulus storage stock with a battery tucked into a magazine shoved in there. Now I can have something a little more civilized, which is super cool. So, well, that's a pretty substantial sized guy. It's a bit longer. It almost would be cool if this was available in a not glued together version, so you can shorten it up if you want to, because that'd be kind of cool. But that is some serious amounts of epoxy in there, so I don't think I can just squeeze that one out. Anyway, what do we got here? So that's it just operates on springiness, I guess. Huh. Anyway, Phantom Lightning. Sorry, oh, that's okay. I said goodbye without, or I left without saying goodbye as well, because my phone died abruptly, and it was just like, well, okay, well, we're done. Everybody go home. So, no big deal there. I did not take any offense, because I did it to everybody else. So, well, the lead's certainly not long enough, which is a bummer, because that means I'm going to have to kind of stitch in just like an inch or two in there, which is kind of lame-ish, but yeah, because it's well, it's about there, so not close enough to actually use. But how is the, oh, hey, watch it. Got my phone plugged in this time, see if it'll last a little longer, so I just hit the cord. Sorry about that. But ooh, yeah, okay. I was a little unsure of how the pad, since it's just like squared off and it doesn't have anything cool, it's just like blop. It's yeah, that's actually a really good length. Okay, well, what I was saying earlier about wanting to be able to cut this off shorter, forget that I said that, because this here is actually, it's a bit longer than I think I like, because I like having my step blaster and thing tucked in just a little bit better, just for compactness sake. But this is rather comfy, and it's quite pleasurable to shoulder, which is nice. And I guess to get it off, you just push. Feel like I'm gonna break something. Feel like I'm doing it wrong. Is it just supposed to flex that much? I hope so, because... Yep, okay. Chris, going to use the Recon Mark II stock that has battery. That actually works out pretty well. That's what I have on this Strife. There again, just kind of a ghetto fix because I didn't have a expanded door at the time. But you can still... I just have a wrap of electrical tape around it on the sides, but my little zippy 1 amp battery there, which is pitifully outdated, just fits in like that, relatively frictiony, up and down, and yet doesn't come out side to side because of the tape. But then you just, you know, got your leads hanging out, plug it in that way. So yeah. There we go. So that's how it's usually run, just because I needed something. So yeah, that's definitely a good fix as well, except for the fact that it's darn short. But I don't want to do that on this because I wanted something that matched a little better. And I saw this on Jengular's channel, on his, I think, his first review video thing. And I was like, wow, it's a battery stock that actually matches, I don't know if it necessarily matches the aesthetics as much as it's nondescript enough that you can get by with it. And so it's it's very simple, no frills, which is cool, and it kind of matches the aesthetic as far as that's concerned. No weirdness going on. So, pretty good print though. Not sure what the tube material was here, or why it's all chewed up. It's interesting. No, good design though. And again, this was Foam Technician on Etsy. This was 30 bucks, I think, 35. A bit more than I wanted to pay, but it was basically what I was looking for. And so it's like, okay, well, this is actually what I'm looking for, and it's all set to go. I don't have to build anything silly. So at that point, it was worth it. So thanks, Patreon people, for making that possible. Otherwise, I probably would not have done it. So just got the little bit there, and that means it'll fit that guy, and it goes in. Oh yeah, you can fit quite the sizable battery in there without issue. So I'll probably be running it off of that guy, and it fits in there just swimmingly, so good deal. So I guess that means time to get the soldery stuff out and extend these leads just a little bit. Which is good, because I could probably put some heat shrink on there since this will be more permanent-ish. But yeah, I think it's a winner. I'm gonna paint this, paint the blaster anyway, because the clear doesn't do anything for me. And it's got cool shell details that I think are cool, except for the fact that you can't tell what they are. You know, the details on the magwell, details up here, little faux screw hardware and stuff like that. It's like, it's a shame that it's like that, because you can't tell that it's there. And yeah, I don't know. The clear never did anything for me, personally, so I'm going to paint it and try to make it look cool. So I guess this guy out, plug the soldery iron in, and get that stuff, and that stuff, and the soldery stuff, and I still have wire laying here from, no, it's a charger cord, don't cut that up. Yeah, that'll work. And where's the black stuff? Perfect. Okay, well, we're not proud, are we? Okay. Good morning, RZ Rider. Morning? It's technically afternoon over here, so good day. How's that? We'll meet in the middle somewhere. Correct, RZ. That is a foam technician stock. Like I said earlier, I've been looking for one, and I saw the one on Jangular's video and thought that is perfect and exactly what I wanted. So I said, Jangular, do you like that stock? Tell me truly. And he said, no, it's a good stock. And I said, would it make would it make me happy? And he says, probably. So I went out and bought it. Let that wood heat up a little bit more. Afternoon in Indiana. Good old Indiana. And to anyone returning from last night's stream, I apologize for my abruptness. Just streaming off my phone precariously hung above my head. I don't have any idea of what the battery life is like, because, I mean, when it's recording, then I can't see the little battery bar, and so I can't just like stand up and see how we're doing. It just goes bloop, and it's done, and then I say, oh, well, that would have been nice to have a 5-minute warning or something. A local nerfy guy around here, actually swung by yesterday before I started streaming, and dropped off a bag of blasters that he found that needed cut up, and he's also a computerish guy, and I said, hey, do you know stuff about computers? He said, yeah. And he took my old computer that's multiple years old, and has been sitting dead, and I don't know why it's dead, and said, hey, can you make this work? And if you can make it work, what will it take to make it to where I can stream with it? So I can just have the computer out here, and I can have a like civilized camera and microphone, and be able to maybe put some tunes in the background, and have the thing not just drop off without warning. Have guests on if we want to go that route and stuff like that. And he said, I'll see what I can do. So we'll see. I mean, it's not his business. It's his, like, hey, I can do computer stuff once in a while. So we'll see if what he finds out, if he's able to fix it at all. If he is able to fix it, see what it'll cost to actually make it streamable. Armods was designing a battery stock, but it was, I believe, the one based off of the the worker version of the Lightning Storm style stock, and I don't know where he was with that, but I do know he was working on that at some point. I mean, he's done his own just building doors for the worker version, but he's designing his own that had a little bit more room, and he was able to factor in the what do you call it, hardware and stuff to make it, give it a door and a functional door, and the hardware and stuff to secure it. Will Alice's Dominator be a Duckinator? Probably, one way or another, I'm sure. Hear the doggo. Doggo is amazing. Yes, he is a pretty swell guy, and my wife thinks it's funny that he has a bigger fan base than I do on my own channel. But he's a good boy, and he's just in here hanging out because there's nothing else to do. This chair is empty, though. Why don't you go sit in your chair? Take your whiny face and go put it in your chair, okay? Oh, heat shrink. Where's my heat shrink? Blaster Labs. Yes, that's he caught me at FoamCon and was talking about that thing, and I said, yeah, that's a really cool idea, and I was going to check into that, and then I totally spaced it along with a lot of other things after FoamCon. So apologies to him about that. But yeah, that is an option as well. I believe he's selling those, or was going to, or I'm not sure where he's at with that. And yes, hello, Jangular. Okay, so we got this there. These go this far. I need this to come in. I'm gonna give a little room like that. So let's just say we'll make them. That'll work. This is super trashy. I need to just rewire the whole darn thing, but I didn't want to. If we're all gonna be honest, and that's how we roll. We are honest people around here. Multiple stages and suitable motors for 3 stages. You'd need a crazy big lipo. Yes, sirree, Bob. Which is still laughable. I mean, people complained when the Swordfish came out, and they're like, wow, it'd be cool if we had like a battery compartment that we could like put a battery in. And then they're like, hey, you know that thing we made for you? We're going to make, 3 times as many motors in there, but we're not going to give you any more room to power them. So good luck with that. And it's like, thanks, worker. I think it's one of those things where it would have been cool to. I'd rather wait like another month or 2 of development before getting the product, and then have a product that isn't immediately flawed by design. But that's just me. So it's unfortunate, but we as a community are full of clever people, and we will find solutions around the problems that we're given. Because that's how we do things. Because we're good people. Most of us. We have some jerks. There's some jerks around here. Just don't pay attention to them. Okay. And Chris, yes, for the time being, I'm just going to run single stage because I don't have a suitable stack of... Hey, sit in your chair. It's okay. Go sit in your chair. Don't just stare longingly at it. Go on. It's okay. Go sit in your chair. Okay. just I don't have anything suitable to fill it. If I did have a mess of motors and wheels and cages and stuff like that, I'd probably do it just for the sake of it because it's cool. Um, and I will do it later, probably, but it's just not a super priority because it's kind of hard to justify um, right now. It's just it wasn't one of those things where it's like, boy, I sure hope they come out with a blaster that takes 3 flywheel sets. That'd be super neat. I can't wait. And then they come out with it, and I'm all ready to go. It was like, oh my gosh, this thing that's amazing. Okay, that's fancy. Whatever. And we'll kind of work up to that when the time comes. So someday, probably. Right now, nope. All right, we'll see you later, Delta Wolf. Thanks for swinging through. Hey, Vermin, how you doing? Yes, probably going to bring this first Thursday, which is just going to be in, 2 weeks, I think? I'm planning on being there, so yeah, I'll definitely bring this just for the heck of it. Just, I assume it's going to be running and operating, which would be a bonus, but we'll see. It seems to me every time I go there, my stuff stops working, so we'll see how it goes. Ah, Foam Blast, how are you? To whom am I speaking? And yes, safety is always a bit sketchy with these imported things, but, what are you going to do? We do the best we can, because that's the kind of people we are. Kotak, at least they didn't put an IMR tray. Yeah, that was one thing when they had that with the basically the AA style tray and the swordfish, and this being pretty much the same as the swordfish. When I pulled it out of the box, I was like, oh crap, this is gonna suck. They're gonna pull this stunt on us. But we've dodged that bullet so far. I think they've gone for a bigger battery bomb. Well, and that's a good point, Chris. They already have the thing being so darn asymmetrical. I think if they'd redesigned it instead of trying to base it so far on the Strife layout, if they'd gone on their own thing and just had it Strife compatible with like just the trigger group, the flywheel set and all that, it would have been cool. But then like maybe have the battery above or in the space, like a bigger foregrip area up front, or an included stock or something like that would have made a lot more sense. But where they're like, hey, we already have this Strife-ish thing, let's just roll with that. It's like, it's okay to think outside the box. Yes, Foam Blast, that's exactly what, yeah, it would have made a lot more sense to just say, hey, let's utilize this gargantuan shell that we've created. But yeah, I don't know why they did what they did. But they're making more money than me, so who am I to judge? Ah, Michelle. Well, thanks as well for stopping in and saying hi. Setting up a new piece of equipment. What, is that a secret? Is this something exciting, or is this just something a little bit more mundane? Are you announcing it secretly for a reason, or is it just a mundane thing that's no big deal? And that's why you're not making a big deal about it. Because new equipment's always cool. Okay, so should be able to feed this guy through. This is where I find out if I measured correctly, because you know how good I am at that. Hey, cool. That snaps on there. It'd be nice if it wasn't so wiggly. Let's see, it's pretty good side to side, just got a little wiggly up top and bottom. So let's see if we can, for one thing, see if we can get this back off without breaking. So, see if we can get some shimmy for that. I cleaned the garage a while back, and I don't know where I put all my stuff. Oh, is that over here? Perfect. There we go. That was close. I clean, and then I forget where everything is. And I'm crippled for however long it takes to find everything again. That looks... There we go. Okay, we just need a piece about that big. Okay. Vermin, regret getting the swordfish after this. It's a different animal. I mean, it's a whole. I mean, not literally. It's a different thing. It's a big blaster. It's a rather heavy blaster, and if you're not planning on running the 3 stages, you're really not gaining a whole lot besides the aesthetics. I'm not a fan of the swordfish aesthetics, so I do like this. But if you're not as picky about that, then you know you're not missing out much. So. Never know where anything is. Not talking about it publicly. That's okay. Move something from last week. Think what people like. Well, good deal. It's always nice to see you guys kind of growing and expanding and getting new cool toys to make you do your job better. Because your job benefits everybody in the community. So when you do better, everybody does better, and that's cool. Wonder if you could shim that easily. Yes, that's one side and back. Actually, Alice, I was just looking for a piece of this styrene. This is what I've done in the past. In fact, I did it with this modulus stock. That's just a thin piece of styrene, actually DevConned in there, but makes it for a super solid stock. So I'm just going to do that here. And hope that that's not too much. It's pretty floppy, so I'm going to hope this will work. Although it doesn't act like it wants to. But I don't plan on taking the stock back off anytime real soon, so if I can just wedge it on there, then that works too. No, Jangular, that's okay. I realized that you I believe at the time you said that you had it all taken apart and you're in the middle of things, so I just assumed you're still working on it. So I was never thinking, boy, that guy forgot about me. What a lame-o. Oh, yes, sirree, Bob. But yeah, Jangular. I used my vivid imagination and said, you know, I think that thing's gonna look really good on there. And the fact that that was the most suitable choice, even if it didn't look perfect, the fact that it would look infinitely better than what I had going on before, you know, that's good enough. That's all I needed. But it does happen to look quite excellent, I think. And like I said, it'll look even better with paint, and I'll sand this guy up all nice and pretty so he doesn't look so rough. So we got this guy, we got this guy, and I stick them together, magic happens. When you turn it on. Okay. Well, we are in action there. So, I wonder why he doesn't sell a thumb screw with this. I wonder if the existing thumb screws work. I'm not sure what the threads are. I'm not sure I have another one, but I'm going to check, because that'd be super handy. Okay, I have one left. Now we find out if it works. It's a bit loose, but I think it might work. Okay. RZ Writer, do I have a Jupiter? No, but I aspire to be a future Jupiter owner for sure. In fact, my wife said, I need a Christmas list, and I sent her a link. And I said, I just need some custom colors on that. And she hadn't said anything back about it, so we'll see. But no, I do plan on getting a Jupiter because I think that'll be great for in the arena, which I'm wanting to get back to going to the arena more often because it was great when I was there, what, 3 weeks ago? It was fabulous. I'm much lighter than last time I played in the arena, and it was very, very noticeable, so that was quite excellent. Clear filament would look real nice with that blaster, I bet. Clear pitch looks pretty similar. Definitely would make a heck of a difference, but I'm just going to paint the whole blaster anyway, so it didn't matter really what color the stock was. Not sure what the color scheme I'm going to go for, or if I'm going to keep any of the, if I'm going to mask off any of the clear and reuse for like a cool treatment, I don't know. But yeah, the whole thing's going to get painted, so that'll look better later anyway. Now, what did I change to make it sound so good? This is a containment crew cage with thing revamps, and I left the metal wheels on because I didn't have a pair of wheels. The only other wheels I have free right now are the End War Cyclones that I don't want to quite use yet because I want to put together a kind of a End War exclusive parts blaster. But that's a ways down the line as well. So once I get some better flywheels, I want to get something a lot lighter weight because it just I don't care about the peak FPS as much as really quick shots. So I do like the really I like the lighter flywheels so you have a nice quick spin up time because this, when it's turned up all the way, it still has a pretty shallow like RPM curve, I guess, where it doesn't like peak immediately. It kind of whoa, and then gets up to speed instead of being like zoom, let's go right now. But yeah, that's just because these wheels were working with it, and so it's like okay, I took the metal cage out because I didn't like the gap, and the motors I wasn't impressed with either, and so. Oh, hi. I'm glad my lack of remembering wasn't too much of a slowdown for you. No. No, there's no big deal. Like I said, I'd kind of made up my mind, but I just wanted to confirm with you that it was a good enough product and that it actually didn't look goofy, just because there was no scale comparison. No, that was fine. That was fine. Yeah, Jingular. It's I don't remember. I think a few people have talked about it as well, but I like the idea of using like I like the clear and having stuff like shine through, but it's basically like instead of taking a blaster and then like using some of the vent hole details or cutting your own holes and putting acrylic or something behind to let the light shine through, you just tape off wherever you're wanting to paint. You know, if you wanted to say have these little slotty things stay clear, then you just tape those off. Then when you paint the whole darn thing, you peel them off, and then you have windows essentially built in. So that's kind of a cool feature. I'm not sure I'm going to do that if I wanted to even fuss with having lights in here, just because it's a little more, to me, it seems like a lot more like business type blaster. You know, it's a good solid body, no nonsense. So I think I'm just going to kind of leave it that way. But we'll see. I might change my mind before I actually get to paint because I'm looking at my wall there and I have nothing that's actually painted. And I don't even have anything on the wall that's actually complete. So yeah, my long-term planning is pretty poor as far as like I want to do this, and then it's like a year before I actually do it. So. . 'Cause, 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 Okay, well, okay, I'm happy with that. Goes on there. Nope. Goes. There we go. Okay, well that looks a heck of a lot better. So I guess technically I'm done. I unboxed my thing. Does anybody have anything like cool questions or something? I didn't necessarily intend for this to be a super long video, but since it technically was using components that should have been on last night's, then I would say it still counts. This is like what should have been after things shut down for me yesterday. So I guess I will go and hang this guy back up. Oh, that looks very nice. That looks very nice. Okay. Warthog progress. None so far. I've actually, you know, what the heck? Let's be crazy about this. I'm going to take everybody down so you're no longer floating above me awkwardly. And so you zoom this guy out. Hey, cool. All right. For a second. Oh my gosh, I can, well, I'm streaming and the actual chat pops up on screen so I can actually see what's going on. Okay, let's, hey, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. The reason I haven't had anything going on is because, as you may have seen on my Instagram, am I covering up the microphone? Where the heck is the microphone on this thing? Anyway, busted out the walls there and hung up pegboard, and so I've been hanging up that and then cleaning up the subsequent mess. There's the chair. Hi. Also took my little dart catching box, or yeah, box basically, and I had it kind of stuck together, just friction fit, and all the poles were like different sizes, and so it was kind of rickety and just kind of not very good. And so I took it apart, remeasured everything, and consolidated it a little bit, and so I've got that. Got that guy. So yeah, let's just talk about everybody. That's the Rapid Madness that I got from Wacom a long time ago. That's my old Sawtooth and Electric Eel from childhood. They're kind of sitting up there just on display because it's neat. The Conspiracy of Ravens. Swordfish, still untouched. The Gear Up and Whiteout Mavericks, two of the better ones from the collection I got from Dart Wars. I still have a handful of less than desirable looking ones. That's a long shot project that it's kind of a placeholder right now. It's not really a project yet, I'm just doing things. That's the long shot Demolisher that I got from Prickly's Nerf Mods a while back. I actually have a video about it, the unboxing. I just need to actually do something about it. I need to actually finish editing the video. It's almost done. That's the Negotiator that has the 11 round cylinder from wherever the heck it was. It's on a video. Yes, Alice, that'll make sense later. I can talk to you about that. But yes, that's a design decision. The Negotiator, that's going to get some other things done to it, I think. But the trigger's goofy, so it's got some cosmetic work that needs to be done. But then I can just swap out internals from a new one in there instead. That's Devil's Hand, of course the Dominator. That thing that is a project that's looked just about like that since I actually started the channel. Only I have added... See how's that work? Yeah, here we go. I've added another section here to help cover up the bearing, because the bearing stuck out quite a ways. But what I did was... What the heck did I do? And so I took out the bulge from the side of the battery door and pulled it in, since I didn't have the battery door or the battery compartment there. extended this a little bit to make it blend in a little better and give it a little different look. The Baron is still Baroning there. Yeah, the rest of the blaster hasn't really been touched since then. I've got a couple different ideas. I just haven't had a chance to really sit down and do anything with it yet. The Straven from Alice, which was featured in the Ragnarok Return Recovery, the thing where I talked about it, that video. So there's that, which is going to get some cool stuff done to it eventually, just like the rest of these. This is a project, it hasn't been on the channel yet. This is a commission from a member of the community that hasn't really been discussed. But it's a Strife with a long shot. That's the pump grip off of a Rattler. And then a crossbolt. I'm still working on the top. I had some ideas for the top, and then it stopped working out, and so I started changing directions, and I got kind of, I don't know, it's one of those things where I'm kind of waiting for inspiration to come, so it's kind of on hold for a little bit. That's the gin or so that I got from Michelle at Foam Blast for Christmas last year. That's the Desolator that I used in End War. That's the cam that has the cool trigger stuff done to it and things like that. The Yellow Jacket, which... Where's my sight? I had a little sight on there that disappeared, darn it. There again, it's a long-term project. And of course the Jackal, which remains untouched as well, but the more people bug me about it, the more I actually want to do stuff to it. But it's still just there, doing its thing. And yes, Warthog is down there, looking fat and happy. I have a couple things I want to do to it. It's not like finished merging, but it's like pretty solid. As far as the integration itself is most of the way stuck together. And I still want to redo everything up front here. Just not happy with how it turned out. I want to put some kind of foregrip of some kind. Those are my two hammer shots, one with the Devil's Nerf Works. Oh, thanks Michelle. I will be sure to do something with that. One with the Devil's Nerf Works cylinder, one with the Jace 3D cylinder, both with the Silver Fox Industries super neat extended hammer, which I like a lot. And I've used a blaster with the it's not blaster parts, is it? The aluminum one, and I didn't like that as much. I like these ones a lot. And a Slingfire, which has the can't remember who it was, made the custom lever, and I've shortened up the front a little bit. It's just kind of a tinkery project that I shouldn't have started, but I started, so, well, there's that. That's all, well, cool display stuff. I actually had a video where I actually organized this stuff, and then haven't done anything with the video, but I've also changed all this stuff here, and so it's kind of an irrelevant video there. So, oh crap, I need to catch up with everybody. RZ Rider, remember the weird laser tag blasters I sent you pictures of? Would you be interested? Have new interest? Oh, that was the, was that the rocket launchery thing with the two barrels? Yes, that was very intriguing. I actually would be interested in that. If you want to contact me in one of the other media, then we can chat about it if you'd like. Michelle, this is the... Yes, there's your Space Strife. Which is a frustrating story for me, just because I was so excited to use it, took it to the arena, and then found out that they're still using FEJs, which I didn't find out until I was actually on the field, and had my mags loaded, and ended up burning up 2 of those prototype motors, which I was seriously ticked, and if you've never seen me ticked, I was ticked. So, anyway, I had to replace those with regular Fangs, or regular Fang revamps, which was still pretty cool. But then I took it to another game, and then one of the motors was unhappy. I don't remember what the deal was. I think just a wire came off. So I haven't actually had a chance to actually use it in a game yet, but it's still there, and it's looking nice. But yeah, that's those are pistols and things. Those are air blasters. These are magazine springers. Actually, I think that's everything magazine springers. Those are all electric guys of different kinds. Those are all shells and things. Hey, get a load of this. Look at this thing. Just showed up, local guy brought it to me and said, I was trying to brass it, and one of the barrels broke, so it's of no value, but it's got some cool lines. And I thought, boy, look at that kind of like scoopish thing. Kind of looks like the side scoops on like, what, 64, 5 Mustang or whatever. I thought, that would look pretty cool on a magwell, because it's about the same width as a magwell. So, there's potential there. Not sure what else we can cut up. It's got some kind of cool stuff there, but no, I thought that was kind of a cool shell detail. Yeah, this box is all shells. That box is all shells. That's all shell bits. That's all shell bits. That's all shell bits. That's all internal stuff. Magazines, attachments and whatnot, darts and things. Got these two guys from a lady at work who was moving and was like, hey, my kid has Nerf guns and you like Nerf guns. Do you want them? And I was like, sure. I didn't think anything of it, but those two, it's a complete recon with the dopey little sight, and the long shot is missing the scope, but they're like super low miles and like super like not scuffed up and not worn out or anything, so they're kind of on display because they're nice. Oh, pair of Titans, Mastodon, and I got a bunch of Vulcan belts in that lot from Dart Wars that I ended up with, so I have a lot of Vulcan belts, which means I need to build up a Vulcan or two. And more thingies. A lot of this stuff I got, actually, all that Mega stuff, about half of that I got from the arena, because they're phasing out Mega, and he's like, hey, you like Mega? And I was like, yeah, I like Mega. And he says, cool, have some Mega. And I thought, I like Mega, but, yeah, so that's, which is cool, because I've been wanting to use it Mega more in local wars and stuff like that, local activities and whatnot, so now I can actually justify almost an entire Mega game, and just see how that goes. But I got some rivalry stuff too. Got a few rival stuff. Inherited a lot of that. They phased out Atlases too at the arena, and they're like, "You like Atlases?" And I was like, "I think I'm the only person that actually does like Atlases." And he says, "Here, have some Atlases." So, whew. Okay. I gotta catch up on chat now. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, things are getting weird now, boy. Stop it. That was close. Go back. Okay. We good? We good? That was close. Oh. Catch up on chat real quick. Yes, Alice. That's really the reason I haven't done it. I wanted to do a lot more cutting on the Warthog to get things to fit differently, but I just liked how it fit together and looked right. That I think I might do another one of those, because I have 3 Mastodons behind me that I got from Dart Wars that they're busted up, and I just assume wires are busted or something, but they're more or less complete. But I've got a couple other Mastodon-based Mega integrations I want to do, so I'm going to do one that's a little more drastic and is a little more what my original picture was, but I just couldn't resist running with what the Warthog had going for it. Oh, one more set of the Michelle, of the prototype guys. That would be super neat, but just until I thought they were done with the FVJs at the arena. We talked about it, and I was like, don't do FVJs because they're bad. And then they're like, okay, cool, and they tried using the AccuFakes, but they got some combination that had crappy glue, and he's like, oh, those darts are bad. We're going back to FVJs because they're cheap. And I was like, okay. So that's another reason I didn't go for a long time. On the shaft play. Hey, Boomtendo. Yeah, Mega does take up a lot of space. The fact that I have a Thunderbow in there, and I have a Centurion in there, and another Thunderhawk in there. It's really hard to stack everything else in there. I need to restack and put a bigger box or whatever in there. So, I don't know. I need to reorganize again because, like I said, I had everything organized and then I inherited a lot more stuff. So I need to reevaluate everything. Thrifted a couple Titan rockets for $1 each. Oh, nice. Good deal. Yeah, those things, they can command a pretty hefty price if you actually need them. So, hello from Australia. Hello, Nathan Blackburn. Nathan Oven, he's good 3S Strife packs, not the Bolt 850. Depends. I mean, depends on what you're running. Depends on what you actually need. I know Out of Darts has a mess of 3S batteries. In fact, he was just this week posted about the new 2S battery he's got, and he said he's working on a 3S Strife battery that's supposed to suit our purposes. So you might contact him and see where his head's at, or just kind of be patient and see what he's got cooking. Foam Blast FEJs are the worst. Yes, I can't think of anything really worse for the hobby right now than FEJs. It's like FEJs represent the toxicity of the community, I think, and I hate them to the same degree, which is unfortunate. But, oh. All right. Well, do you guys have any questions or anything? It's probably about time. How long have we been on? About an hour? That's like a good stream length, I think. I think the dog wants to go outside, so we may do that. So, yes, Chris, FEJs are ruining Nerf. All right, well, thank you very much, guys, for stopping in. This was intended to be kind of a quickie thing, just because I got that stock and I wanted to get it covered, because I'm trying to be more active about when I get packages in to discuss them and things like that, because I think that's a lot easier and more fulfilling than just doing a video saying, I got a thing. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and split. I'll let you guys carry on with your Saturday afternoon, or if you're overseas and it's already tomorrow, then happy Sunday to you, and we'll see you guys later.